Hi, welcome to Digital Learning. I'm Connie Kolosey, the Director of Media, Text, and Digital Learning. I have with me today Laura Woods, our Project Coordinator for Library Media. And we're going to be talking about a really fun new thing, that toys that have recently been distributed along with some training for our LMTs, our Library Media Technologist Specialists. And these are provided through our referendum sources, and they are Osmos and Ozobots. So, Laura, what is this all about?
Good morning. Well, this is Library Media's way of helping all of the libraries move into the 21st century. And when I say that, I mean the libraries are revamping the way they handle the information now being sent out from the libraries. It's no longer just a place to go get a book. It is now a place to go and find information, go and explore, collaborate, and do lots of interesting things to help the learning that's going on in the classroom. This is enrichment for what they're already getting with their teachers.
So recently, all of the libraries received a set of Osmos and Ozobot.
Yes.
And we brought them together to A, distribute them, and B, give them some training on how to use this. So we had 100 people, and it was like watching a bunch of kids open their presents on Christmas.
It was phenomenal, and they were just like kids, and that's what we wanted, because we don't want them telling kids, and we didn't give them enough information so that they could really, just do it. We wanted them to figure it out, because that's the whole piece of what makerspace is, and that's what these are all about. Building makerspaces in the libraries so that there is a place for kids to go, and staff, families, to go and explore and figure things out, learn about real life.
So let's take a peek in on some of that training that took place.
Okay. This is a way of Library Media, by giving you this equipment, helping you bring your libraries up to the 21st century standards. And whether you call it a library, if you call it a learning commons, information area, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. It's a place where kids can come, or anybody, your patrons can come, to explore and gather information. Now, we want to remember something. As we go through and learn how to use all this equipment, just because you know how doesn't mean you need to share all that information with your students. Remember, you want them to explore too. This is about collaboration and exploration. We want them to become problem solvers, and in order to do that, you got to let them make mistakes.
So the first thing we're going to look at is an Osmo. And what does Osmo do?
Osmo is a learning system that works through the iPad. And all the media specialists have iPads in their libraries. It is, and you have an Osmo sitting in front of you, actually.
Okay, so this is what it looks like.
This is what it looks like.
So we have an iPad, and it's sitting inside this little tray sort of thing here, and then we have something that's fitting over the top.
The mirror is over the camera, which is actually the eyes of Osmo. So Osmo sees everything you do on the table below you, and it works through words, numbers, what they call Newton, which is problem solving, masterpiece, which is art. We also have Monster, which is creativity. There's several different things that Osmo does, and Tangrams, which is math. And some of it is a little more difficult than others.
So you were explaining how to get started.
Right. So let's look. Now, we are going to ask you to create an account for yourself. So when the time comes, and you can do it on your laptops, all right? Because once you get the Osmo apps down, it's going to say you have to give them an activation code. So you have to create an account. And the online account, or where you go for the online account, is at playosmo.com. And there's a button that says Create Account. So let me take you to actually what the Osmo website looks like. This is Osmo, and they can play the video, which explains how kids use it, but we're going to go, this is the Create an Account part of the site, and they click here on Create Account. they put in their information, and it's going to ask what products do you own, and they have everything except the Osmo Creativity Kit for Monster, and they really don't need it because they just use a whiteboard. But they do have numbers, tangrams, words, and coding. So, and then you click the pieces that you already have, and then go next, and it's for my students, and go next in the classroom, and then you continue on through the process and create the account. When they're done with this piece, it will send to their email because their login is their email.
Okay.
There is no password, just their email, but it will send them an activation code to their email, and then they go in to that, and it sets them up, and they can use their Osmo. Here we have the teachers that are actually being the students and learning how to put the Ozobots together and how to get them prepared. And as you can see, they are working together very well collaboratively, because this is not an easy task. They're also starting to work with the Osmos. This is the Osmo, and here they are working with the tangrams, which is mathematical strategies. And kids have to be able to match what they see on the screen above to what they're doing on the desk below. And this is not easy. And you can see that we have teachers that were collaborating with each other with the tangrams, because it was an interesting skill. When they started using the coding, that's when it got very interesting, because they had to remember they had to use the coding strategies to move something on the Osmo. This is the words Osmo, and this is where they use, it's a fancy hangman game, and it can be built into using vocabulary words to be whatever it is you need.
So I think we got an opportunity to ask a couple of the teachers about what their experience was. So can we hear from a few teachers?
Absolutely.
I think that they're going to enjoy the competition, they're going to enjoy using the iPads, and they're going to enjoy being, there's some strategy involved. Like, if you put the first letter, you can put the last letter before they think of putting it, and then you can get points that way. So there's different ways to try and beat the person.
So the words is going to be a little bit more difficult than everybody thinks.
I think so.
Yes.
Good.
And you need a lot of space. We're learning that very quickly.
Yeah, like a nice,
Yes.
Requires
like a nice,
lot of area.
All right, very good.
highly engaging.
All right,
Because this one's a little bit.
there you go. Are you finding setup difficult?
No,
No?
not at all.
Good.
But I have a great teacher.
Well, there you go.
Isn't that what we did?
And this is how the collaboration piece works. All right.
I think it's awesome. I think that the kids will really enjoy this. They'll learn to collaborate and problem solve on this.
Great. Are you being successful, or is this?
Yes, I am. I need help.
The kids will get it.
It's called collaboration.
That's right. All right.
Impressive. This is pretty impressive.
It is impressive.
I've tried the words and I've tried the tangram.
What'd you think?
Okay, I had to work my way up.
Just remember that today you are kids. Today you are our kids. And we want you to make the mistakes that help them learn too.
Well, that looks like a lot of fun, and it's always fun to use technology, but you know, we are in the process of trying to learn some specific things at school and not just skills. Skills are good, but how do you tie a fun toy like this into the content of what we're supposed to be learning?
And content is the important word, because actually the Osmo has lesson plans available that teachers can tie the content, and it's also got all of the FSA standards tied to it as well. So they can go in, find lessons that are appropriate to what they're doing, use those lesson plans for their own lessons, and then have the kids using what they're doing, what they've learned in a regular lesson with the teachers, and enhancing it by taking the Osmo and taking it that much further. So they're using what the knowledge they've gained in the classroom.
So you had an opportunity to share that with the teachers?
I did. Content. I know this seems like a whole lot of fun, but it really does tie to language arts, math, reading, social studies, science, problem solving. In order for you to know how to tie it, you got to collaborate with your teachers. You got to have time to sit down and say, okay, what are you doing? I have this tool. It can do this, but we can add to what it can do. But you need to tell me what you're doing, even if it's just vocabulary words that they're using, that they can add into it. With the Osmo, when you go to myplayosmo.com and you put in EN and then /schools, it brings you to lesson plans. Now, the lesson plans are found in the MyOsmo account. Now, and we're going to go to schools. Once you get into the schools portion of it, if you scroll down, you are going to find the curriculums. And within the curriculums, you have the different lesson plans, and it gives you the grade levels on the left, and it also gives you some of the different subject areas that it ties to, but you can add to them as well. So you can actually create a lot of these Osmo games. I created a very fancy one about stars and nebulas so that high school teachers or media specialists could see that there's more than just simple words in there. They can really take it and go beyond that. And you can also download the curriculums as well.
All right, so we have a selection of topics and by grade, and they click
Right.
on them and they'll open. What's the upper level? You said you can go in there and create, but it looks to me like this website they're ending at about 6th grade.
6th grade is right. That's about where they stop it. But like I said, they can create at the higher levels what they need from it.
All right, so this is all just online for free to
Yes,
the teachers
it
once
is.
they start their account.
Right.
All right. Well, so Osmo, it's an interesting way to get kids engaged and work with coding, and they did get a full set of Osmos, and this is referendum funded. And but that wasn't all they got that day.
No,
and we're going to come back after break, and we are going to talk about Ozobots. So we'll take a break, and we'll see you back, and we're going to talk about Ozobots.